planets wise, Dave, as we go into August, evening sky, the best planet by far will be Saturn, especially early in August. In fact, I'd recommend to people to look at it as early in August as possible, because it'll be getting lower in the western sky as the month progresses. Bright yellow star, still among the stars of Virgo. The main star of Virgo is just above it, Spica, and Saturn looks yellowish in colour, and the rings, obviously the main feature, they're opening up to our point of view, so it's a beautiful sight through a telescope. Also been a large storm system on the planet, which has been getting a lot of attention from the professional astronomers. One of the biggest storms ever seen on Saturn. That might be a little bit hard for you to see unless the atmosphere is very steady, but certainly, as I said, the rings are the main feature. Beautiful sight, and with a decent telescope you might see anything up to about 5 of the planet's moons as well. For the morning people, the best planet for you to look at will be undoubtedly be Jupiter. A very bright white star, be rising a bit after midnight in the east, or northeast actually more, and high in the north, just before dawn. Very prominent. Second brightest planet after Venus. It's among the stars of Aries, which is a mostly barren constellation, so it really stands out. Yeah, Jupiter's also a good planet for the telescope viewer. You can see the cloud bands of the atmosphere of the planet, and the 4 main moons, known as the Galilean moons. Their names are Io, Europa, Ganymede and Callisto. Well worth viewing. In fact, you can see them with binoculars if you hold them steady. Yeah, Jupiter's always a good planet to view as well. Jupiter and Saturn probably the 2 best ones. The other planets will be somewhat elusive over August. Mercury will be too close to the Sun to see for most part. Mars is in the morning, gradually getting higher, but still quite faint. And Venus is in conjunction with the Sun, so you won't see Venus this month. Early and late in August will be the best time for meteor viewing, given the moon situation. The full moons are falling near the middle of the month, so yeah, as I said, early and late August is best. There's a few showers which are active, mainly in the sort of eastern sky in the evening hours, and in sort of through the morning hours as well. There's a few showers active in the Aquarius area of the sky, the main one being the Delta Aquariids, which is pretty good shower, pretty reliable. So that one's well worth keeping an eye out for. Comet wise, we've got a couple of comets around at the moment, which are getting brighter, which is good. We've had a bit of a quiet spell with comets. Probably the brightest one and the easiest to see will be a comet called Comet Garrard, which is in sort of rising in the northeast, mid to late evening, and visible through the night. Again, you want to avoid the moon if you can. This comet is it's what they call a non-returning comet. It's coming through once around the Sun, and it'll head out into space again. We won't see it again. But it's a relatively big comet, relatively powerful. So have a look for that. You'll need a telescope, maybe visible in binoculars later in August if the brightness predictions hold up. But comets can be notoriously unpredictable. But yeah, it's moving through the stars of Pegasus, and moving further across toward the Milky Way. Now, there's another comet also, which might be a little bit harder, but I'll mention it. Is a comet called Honda Merkos Pazurova. Great name. It's got three surnames on it, 3 observers who have their names on that comet. It's a relatively small comet, and it's pretty volatile. It's only really reasonably bright when it's close to the Sun. And this year is very interesting because it will be going quite close to Earth around the middle of August, and could be worth keeping an eye out for. Now, to find this comet you'll need some reasonable maps, and I've often before, Dave, referred to a book which I use a lot, and like to show you viewers. This is the book you need to get a hold of if you don't already, and it has some good maps for and details for finding some of these objects I'm talking about. A lot easier for our listeners and viewers to check through this book and get the exact details they'll need, so I recommend it to everyone. This is an Australian publication and well worth the 20 odd bucks you'll spend, so I highly recommend this book. It's my Bible, dare I say. But yeah, plenty to see in the sky this month, Dave, and we should have some more, as I said, we should have some warmer weather coming, so no excuses not to get out and view the beautiful heavens we have here in Central Australia.